Hi there! Welcome back! And again, this is Teacher Christine, and we'll be tackling more of our English interview for stewardesses. For today, we'll be talking about some foreign passenger interactions, and as well as some ways with dealing with our seniors. But first off, for foreign passengers, now the question is, what do you think are some difficult problems working with foreign passengers? So, one possible answer is that the biggest problem working with foreign passengers would definitely be the language barrier. But I'm sure other problems will come into play as well. I think culture will have an effect in some situations. For example, on the menu, some passengers may not be able to eat pork because of their religion. So sometimes, if the passenger doesn't know how to speak English and only knows their natural language, and of course, we can't know all the languages that our passengers are speaking. So that would be a problem, the language barrier. If they want something, but we can't understand what they're saying. And also for culture. So another answer that I've written down is that one other difficulty is, of course, the culture barrier. Because we might unintentionally be rude to them without knowing so. So it is important just to have a basic knowledge of other countries, cultures, and just their greetings mostly. Can you think of other problems that might occur with foreign passengers? Okay. Now, we've talked about the language barrier. So, the next question is, what would you do if you can't understand what a foreign passenger is saying? Let's say, for example, the passenger is speaking in French, or Arabic, or German, and we don't know how to speak any of those languages. Just an example. One possible answer is, first of all, I would try to understand what he says. Then, I would ask the passenger to please wait for a moment, and I would go to ask for assistance from a fellow flight attendant. Sometimes, a fellow flight attendant may speak the language that our foreign passenger is currently speaking. So I would then come back with my coworker and explain to the passenger that this flight attendant can help him. An answer that I've written down is similar. I would try my best to interpret what he is saying, but if that doesn't work, I would ask assistance from a fellow flight attendant who may understand the passenger. But if there are no flight attendants who speak the same language, as a last resort, I would then try to get help from other passengers, since sometimes some other passengers might be able to assist us if they know the language and English as well. So, if you were in the same situation, how would you handle such? Very well. Let's move on. Let's go ahead and talk about some interactions that we may have with our seniors or co-workers. So, what would you do if your co-worker is in a stressful situation? How can you help her handle it? Let's say you see that your coworker looks stressed, but you don't know what it's about. So, one possible answer is I would wait until the coworker returned to the center and ask her if there was anything I could do to help. I would not want to confront her while she was with a passenger, because I don't want it to appear that she cannot handle her job. If there's anything I can do to help her, I would. Of course, we wouldn't want to confront them in front of other people, especially if they don't know that person very well. So, another answer that I've written down is that I would discreetly ask my colleague if there's anything I can do to help him or her. And if it's within my power to help him or her, then I would definitely do so. We must always maintain good camaraderie with our co-workers or fellow flight attendants, since we might be around them during long periods of time, especially if they're the ones that are usually with us in flight. So, this ends today's class, and I hope that I'll see you again on our next session for English Interview with Stewardesses. You have a nice day, everyone. Goodbye.